You are soft, not broken, not unlucky, not misunderstood. Soft. And deep down, you already know it. You wake up with intentions. You sleep with excuses. Every single day you negotiate with yourself. You bargain. You delay. You say tomorrow like it's a currency you have an infinite supply of. It isn't. Machiavelli wrote it plainly over 500 years ago in The Prince. It is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both. Most men read that and think it's about how others see them. They're wrong. It's about how you see yourself. The world doesn't punish weakness with cruelty. It punishes it with invisibility, with irrelevance, with the slow, suffocating mediocrity of a life lived at half voltage. You've felt it, that hollow ache when you look at what you've built or haven't built. That quiet fury when someone less talented, less intelligent, less deserving moves past you. You know why they move past you? Because they stopped being soft before you did. Here is the truth no one will say to your face. Softness is not a character flaw. It is a strategic error. And like every strategic error, it can be corrected. Dark discipline is not about motivation. It is not about morning routines or vision boards or positive affirmations. It is about building a weapon out of yourself and learning to use it without flinching. That weapon is you, hardened, controlled, precise. You will learn 6 principles. 1. Why your brain is biologically wired to choose comfort and how to override it. 2. The Spartan doctrine of voluntary suffering and why modern men have forgotten it. 3. How emotional detachment transforms you from prey into predator. 4. The covert contracts you make with weakness and how to burn them. 5. Information asymmetry as a discipline tool. What you know controls what you do. 6. The final synthesis, the iron protocol, what Machiavelli would actually demand of you. Stay until the end, because the final principle is the one that separates the men who talk about power from the men who actually hold it. Let's be surgical about this. Your brain has one primary directive, not success, not legacy, not discipline, survival. And to your primitive neural architecture, comfort equals survival, pain equals threat, difficulty equals danger. So when you avoid the hard conversation, skip the workout, delay the project, your brain isn't failing you. It's doing exactly what it was designed to do. The problem: you are not living in a survival environment. You are living in a performance environment. And your Stone Age brain is running ancient software in a modern battlefield. Ask yourself this question: when did I last voluntarily choose discomfort? Not because you had to, because you decided to. Machiavelli understood this. He wrote that the first method for estimating the intelligence of a ruler is to look at the men he has around him. Extend that inward. The first method for estimating your own power is to look at the choices you choose when no one is watching. Are you choosing hard, or are you choosing easy? Because the hyenas always choose easy. They scavenge, they wait, they feed on what stronger animals kill. The lion chooses the hunt. Start with what psychologists call cognitive dissonance activation. Every morning, write one thing you are avoiding. Then do exactly that thing first, not second, not after coffee, not after email. First, the avoidance is the target. The discomfort is the direction. You've been running from the thing that would make you dangerous. Stop running. The Spartans did not train hard because they enjoyed suffering. They trained hard because they understood a ruthless equation. Controlled suffering now prevents catastrophic suffering later. Every time you choose the comfortable option, you are making a withdrawal from your future resilience account. Every skip, every excuse, every "I'll start Monday," you are going broke in slow motion. Modern psychology calls it delayed gratification, collapses, the inability to tolerate present discomfort for future gain. You know what the streets call it: weakness. Machiavelli was unambiguous. There is nothing more difficult to take in hand, more perilous to conduct, or more uncertain in its success than to take the lead in the introduction of a new order of things. Dark discipline is a new order inside you, and the introduction of that order will be perilous. It will hurt. Practice scheduled discomfort. Cold exposure, fasting, physical exertion beyond your comfortable threshold. Not for health, but for the signal to prove to your nervous system that pain does not equal death. Remove the exit ramps. When you set a task, eliminate the option to quit. No negotiation, no middle ground. The Spartans called this agoge, the crucible that removes softness the way fire removes impurity. Track your voluntary suffering, keep a log, not to celebrate, but to diagnose. The days with no voluntary discomfort are the days you fed the hyena inside you. Stay with me, because the next principle is where most men stop, where most men flinch. It involves your emotions and what you need to do to them. Here is where softness lives. Not in your muscles, not in your schedule, in your reactions. Every time someone's words shift your mood, they own you. Every time rejection derails your focus, they own you. Every time external chaos collapses your internal structure, the world owns you. You are not sovereign, you are a puppet. And your emotions are the strings. This is not about suppression. Understand that clearly. Shadow integration teaches that suppression creates shadow accumulation. Buried emotion comes as behavioral sabotage. It erupts sideways, in rage, in addiction, in self-destruction. Dark discipline is not about killing your emotions. It is about containing them, the way a dam contains a river. The water is still there. The power is still there. But you control the flow. Machiavelli wrote that a prince never lacks legitimate reasons to break his promise. Emotionally weak men break their promises to themselves every day because a feeling told them to. The fox in Machiavelli's world is cunning. It does not react. It observes. It calculates. It moves when the moment is right, not when the emotion is loudest. Be the fox. When emotion spikes, implement the pause protocol. Count to 3. Watch what happens. Not to suppress, but to create space between stimulus and response. That space is freedom, and space is power. In that 3-second gap, you decide. The emotion does not decide for you. If this principle just reframed something for you, drop a comment right now. Write what you've been letting control you. One word. Just one. The concept of the covert contract reveals a hidden vulnerability. You do something good, you sacrifice, you suffer quietly, and somewhere in your mind, you expect a return. Respect, recognition, reward. But you never said that out loud. So when the return doesn't come, you feel betrayed, resentful, victimized. By whom? By a contract no one else signed. This is the covert contract with your own weakness. You tell yourself, I'll get disciplined when things calm down. The contract. Calm equals discipline. You tell yourself, I'll commit fully when I feel ready. The contract. Feeling equals permission. You tell yourself, I'll stop being soft after this hard season passes. The contract. External circumstances equal your internal standard. These contracts are lies. Sophisticated, self-protecting lies. Machiavelli would call them what they are. Strategic delusions, the comfortable stories a weak prince tells himself while his kingdom crumbles. Identify your covert contracts, write them down, make them visible, then burn them. Literally write the word across each one. Your discipline cannot be contingent. It cannot be conditional. It cannot be a transaction. It must be a law. Laws do not negotiate. Laws do not wait for ideal conditions. Laws apply regardless of how you feel. You feel that resistance right now, that internal pushback. That is the covert contract fighting for its life. Good. Kill it. Consider a concept from game theory and intelligence operations. Information asymmetry. It means the party with superior information holds superior power. Apply it inward. Your discipline or lack of it is a direct output of the information ecosystem you inhabit. If you consume content designed to stimulate without challenging, your brain adapts to stimulation. It demands it. Discipline becomes neurologically painful because your reward circuitry has been hijacked by cheap dopamine. Short videos outrage cycles. Algorithmic junk food. You are not lazy. You are colonized. Your attention, your most finite and sovereign resource, has been occupied by architects who profit from your distraction. Machiavelli was ruthless about information. The wise man does at once what the fool does finally. The fool waits until pain forces action. The wise man, the disciplined man, designs his information environment to make action inevitable. Audit your inputs. For 7 days, track what you consume, not what you produce, what you consume. You will find the leak, the place where your discipline bleeds out unnoticed. Replace stimulation with challenge. Not inspiration content, but challenge content. Material that demands something from you cognitively. That makes your brain work, not just feel. Create information rituals, not information habits. Habits are automatic. Rituals are intentional. The disciplined man curates his inputs like a general curates his intelligence reports. Only what matters, only what informs the mission. This is the architecture of a dangerous mind. And now, the final principle I promised you at the start. Stay with me. Motivation is for children. It's the sugar coating that makes discipline feel optional. Feel like something you access on good days. Feel like something that depends on your mood, your circumstance, your energy level. Machiavelli had no patience for motivation. He had protocols. In warfare, protocols are executed regardless of how soldiers feel. The flanking maneuver does not wait for morale. The supply line does not pause for inspiration. The protocol runs, always, without negotiation. Dark discipline, at its most lethal, operates as protocol. Not rules, not goals, not habits, a protocol. This is what Machiavelli actually demands of the sovereign man. A set of non-negotiable operating procedures that define your behavior before the moment of weakness arrives. Because here is the military reality. You do not make good decisions in the moment of weakness. Neuroscience confirms that under stress, under fatigue, under emotional pressure, your prefrontal cortex goes offline. Your decision-making degrades catastrophically. The only thing that works in those moments is pre-commitment, the decision made in strength that governs behavior in weakness. This is the iron protocol. Build yours across 4 domains. Domain 1, the body, non-negotiable physical standards, not goal standards, the minimum you will maintain regardless of schedule, travel, emotion, or circumstance. Write them. Post them, execute them. Domain 2, the mind, non-negotiable cognitive inputs and outputs. What you read, what you write, what you refuse to consume. The mental standards that protect your information asymmetry. Domain 3, the social, non-negotiable relational standards. Who receives your energy, who does not. The boundaries you enforce without apology and without explanation. Domain 4, the mission, non-negotiable production standards. The work you do daily, regardless of inspiration, regardless of validation, regardless of results. Machiavelli wrote that a man who is used to acting in one way never changes. He must come to ruin when the times change. Your iron protocol is your adaptive operating system. Not rigid, rooted. It bends with circumstances. It does not break under pressure. The wolf adapts its hunting strategy to the terrain, but the wolf never stops hunting. Be the wolf. Let me tell you what happens if you walk away from this unchanged. Nothing dramatic, no sudden catastrophe, just the slow erosion of your own potential, day by day, choice by choice, compromise by compromise, until one day, and this day always comes, you look at the life you settled for and realize you built your own prison. Brick by brick, excuse by excuse. The men who exploit that softness will not announce themselves. They never do. They are already in your life, reading you, mapping your predictability, identifying the exact pressure points where you fold. You are being studied right now. The question is, are you building something they have to respect, or something they can use? Dark discipline is not a self-improvement program. It is a declaration of sovereignty. It says, I will not be prey. I will not be managed. I will not be soft. 6 principles. 1 mission. Override the biology of comfort. Embrace voluntary suffering. Detach emotionally without suppressing. Burn the covert contracts. Control your information architecture. Build your iron protocol. This is the weapon Machiavelli understood. This is the weapon your enemies hope you never forge. The time is now, not Monday, not when the season changes, not when you feel ready. Now, because the fox is already moving. And while you wait for perfect conditions, the board is being arranged against you. If this cut through something real, if it named a truth you've been avoiding, subscribe. Because every piece of strategic insight is a weapon being handed to you. Use it, or don't, but you are running out of time to decide. And finally, in the comments below, write iron if you are committing to your protocol today, not if you liked the text, not if you agreed. If you are committing. That word, right now, is your first act of dark discipline.